Yo, what is good, everybody? It's me, Don Weeb, here, back with another episode for part 5 of What If Naruto Had Sunshine. Anyway, as you guys remember, since it's been about a week, we usually do recaps, and so we shall today. Today, we'll begin with the last episode's conclusion. Naruto had begun fighting with Lee, and Guy Sensei had actually mistaken him for being an adult instead, which made Naruto kind of embarrassed in front of his friends. Naruto was now heading off into the examination to begin his testing phase. Unknown to him, this would be a written test, and that's where we ended off last episode. Now let's get into part 5 for What If Naruto Had Sunshine. If you have not done so already, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below how your day is going, and if you have not already also, make sure to hit the subscribe button on my channel. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. We're 5 subscribers away. After we hit 3,000 subscribers, I'll be finishing all my what ifs. So I hope you guys are cool with that and ready for that. That's gonna be fun. Anyway, yeah, let's just get into the episode right now. Naruto can feel his footsteps pounding on top of the marble floor as he continues walking each step towards the large door frame. As he opens the door, he barely fits underneath it as he walks into the testing room. As he walks into the room, all of the other people who'd be participating in this exam turn around to see him. This mass of a man, for what we know is actually around 12 years old, is Naruto. His blonde hair and blue eyes, along with his whiskers, stretched out across his face, as he looks a lot older than he actually is. A lot of people are wondering what this guy's doing here when Naruto sits down. People wondering if this guy's actually taking the Chunin exams at his age. Naruto is beginning to feel a bit self-conscious, but pushes it away, thinking that they're just jealous of him and his strength. Sasuke and Sakura look down as they feel, including Sasuke, feel a bit bad for Naruto, as he's never actually been called out this much in public before in front of them. Naruto, as a young child, as well as just in the village in general, had always been made fun of for how he looked and was treated as a monster, which Naruto didn't want to admit it, but it actually did hurt his feelings back then, and he felt always alone, empty. He wanted to take revenge on them, but for some reason, he just, in his heart, he never could pull himself to do it. Anyway, Naruto shakes his head out of this trance as he's about to take the examination. They're all walked into the room, and this is where Naruto is seeing Kabuto getting beat on by some other ninja. Naruto steps in and holds his hand out, telling them to leave Kabuto alone. Kabuto introduces himself, and then they go on parting their ways. Naruto and the rest of their team would then walk into the actual testing room, where they begin the actual written exam. Naruto would sit down, and next to her would be Hinata. Hinata would be a little intimidated because Naruto had always been like this, and she was kind of used to it by now, though. She never made fun of Naruto for the way he looked, though, unlike a lot of other people. Naruto didn't seem to notice her, though, because of how different they were, with Naruto always basking in the sunlight while Hinata stood in the shadows alone as well. Naruto would begin to take the test, and Hinata notices that he's struggling. Naruto is pushing all of his effort into trying to get these questions correct, as he's holding his pencil with his hands. The pencil snaps in half, and as one of the other Chunin give him another one. Naruto sighs as he holds his hands over his head, not knowing how to do any of these. Hinata turns to him and says that she'll let him cheat off of her if he wants to. Naruto looks up and considers this for a moment. He then tells Hinata that if he can't win without cheating, then he doesn't deserve to win at all. He then looks back to his paper and thinks about how he's going to be able to do this. Naruto thinks his hardest, and he's beginning to sweat as the heat in the room is beginning to rise. A lot of the other people are actually literally feeling the burn, as the actual flames that are basically coursing through Naruto have begun to raise the pressure and temperature of the entire room. Gaara begins to notice this as well, as he looks down to see Naruto, his sand eye using to cheat off of the people who actually know the answers. Sakura and Sasuke would win and get their tests correct, just like in the original. Naruto, on the other hand, would wait till the very last question, which is when he doesn't give up. Naruto sits there shakily, as a lot of the other teams give up just from the sheer thought of never being able to become anything higher than a Genin. Naruto stands it through it all, and this is when he's told that he passed. Naruto breathes a sigh of relief as the temperature in the room goes back down from absolutely roasting to a normal room temperature. A steam blows out the window from the now expelled heat. This is when Anko knocks on the door as she opens it and comes into the room. Naruto looks up as he gives a thumbs up to both Sasuke and Sakura, who also, with Sakura smiling back. Naruto then thinks about what challenges they might have ahead as he looks to Anko, this snake-like looking lady. Anko then tells them that it's time that they get out of this stupid old classroom and get into an actual fighting area. This is when Naruto perks up actually and thinks that he might actually succeed at this. Naruto stands up as he walks his way around the desk and leaves the door along with his team. Sakura would then ask Naruto how he did on the test, and Naruto would stand there proudly for a second before he tells her that he couldn't get any of the questions except the last one right. Hinata would be walking out along with her team now, as this is when she overhears Kiba making fun of Naruto. Dude, that guy looks so weird, don't you think, Shino? Shino says nothing as he thinks about how people think about him being weird for having bugs all around him. Hinata turns back to Kiba and is about to say something, but then stops as she continues walking forward with her head down. Naruto makes it to the forest as they're all about to get their scrolls. Anko is then about to tease them when suddenly she appears next to Naruto. Naruto's eyes watching her the whole time. What are you doing here, old man? Seemed like you couldn't get through, maybe, I don't know, a small tuning exam at your age, old timer? This is when Naruto grits his teeth as he looks down at her and tells her that his name's Naruto Uzumaki, and he's actually 12 years old for her information, you old hag. Naruto then says this as Anko gets kind of pissed off and pulls her kunai out, seemingly fast. Naruto, before she can even gesture the kunai to be towards him, already has his finger out and blocks the sharp end of the blade, with no blood coming out of his finger through it. This is when Orochimaru takes notice and appears directly behind Anko, and Anko turns around to see what we would know as Orochimaru from the Grass Village. After this event takes place, everything calms down and Anko hands the scrolls out to the teams, with Naruto being handed the scroll begrudgingly. Naruto then looks back to his two teammates as he gives them a thumbs up, telling them that they have an Earth Scroll. Sasuke then tells them to shut up and that their other teams are actually going to come after them if they need that scroll. Naruto laughs and tells them that they can try, as his eyes light up with flames. This is when the teams are then led out into the forest. Sasuke would lead as Naruto would head up from behind in the rear guard, while Sakura holds the scroll in the middle. After going for a while, this would eventually be when Naruto decides he has to use the restroom. As Naruto goes under the tree to use the restroom, this is when they try to jump Naruto. Immediately, as the person is trying to jump him and take the scroll, they immediately regret it. Naruto turns around faster than the person could possibly react to him, and suddenly Naruto uses a flame jet, shooting it out and burning the target. This ninja falls to the ground in pain and agony, as the searing feeling across their chest won't stop. They're gagging for air as Naruto leans down and takes their scroll, telling him that was a mistake. He then pulls up his pants as he walks back to Sakura and Sasuke, telling them that they have a scroll. Unfortunately, it's not the one they need, and so they continue on into the forest. As they're moving forward, this is when suddenly Naruto would begin to feel something. A rumbling deep inside of the forest as well as himself. His eyes would open wide as he suddenly feels a hint of danger. Sasuke, Sakura, move out of the way! This is when Naruto is completely smashed into by a ginormous snake, his huge body crumpling against the snake as they go flying off into the woods together. Sasuke and Sakura screaming, "Naruto!" as Naruto goes flying away. This is when they hear laughing. As they turn around, they see the same grass ninja from before, with her tongue sticking out, slithering over her face, like a reptile. Sasuke grits his teeth as he's getting ready to get into a fight and tells Sakura to stay back. This is when Orochimaru would seemingly sweep in and try to attack Sasuke and Sakura. As we see Naruto battling this giant snake, he's actually fighting it with physical combat and is kind of winning. His physical strength is so great as well due to Sunshine's power that he's actually taking on the snake as a rather good challenge. He punches the snake in the top of its head as it tries to devour him, and it goes reeling back. It then bites at Naruto, trying to sink its teeth into him. As the tooth of the snake tries to pierce into Naruto's bicep, it shatters its own tooth on top of it, causing Naruto to laugh as he then punches the snake in the head, causing it to go flying back into a tree. Naruto flexes his muscles just as he thinks it's about time. He then pulls out his hand and says, "Anyone up for grilled snake?" Cruel Sun. Naruto uses Cruel Sun as it blasts towards the snake, completely frying it and roasting it alive, killing it seemingly instantly, with a pain higher than degree than Orochimaru could ever imagine. This is when they then see a large light coming in from the background. Orochimaru fighting off Sasuke's numerous flame attacks as Sasuke comes flying with kicks, punches, as well as any type of grab that he can manage on Orochimaru. With Orochimaru laughing and escaping each and every one of these, seeing Sasuke's future promise and even his hidden potential. Sasuke then feels a warm light behind him as he and Sakura turn back to see. Naruto then says for them to check their watches, as Sasuke and Sakura check the time in their timers in their bags. This is when they see that's 11:59 a.m. Naruto walks up to Orochimaru and tells him it's been a big mistake to trifle with him, as he feels sunshine energy beginning to pour throughout his entire body. It's almost that time, he thinks. I've never used this against an opponent before. It seems like this is the perfect opportunity to. Orochimaru asks what he means. What is he doing? When Naruto's body begins to bulk up with energy. 30. Naruto teleports instantly forward, dislodging Orochimaru from the tree and hitting him back. Sasuke telling Naruto that was a great hit. 15. Naruto then begins to walk forward slowly, as Orochimaru pulls himself off the ground, feeling burn marks across his body. 1. Suddenly an explosion of light comes from around Naruto, as his body begins to form into that of the One. Naruto's ultimate power of the one who wields sunshine, the most powerful. Naruto's pride flares as his personality and strength completely change. Orochimaru senses this, and all he can feel is terror, danger, as he looks into the flaming blue eyes of Naruto Uzumaki, the possessor of the Kikka of Sunshine, or the famous Namikaze clan, those who rule under the sun. Naruto walks forward as he feels strength growing throughout him, and as he holds his hand out in front of Orochimaru, he then says, "It's been a pleasure fighting you." No, I should say, you've had the pleasure of fighting me, worm. But I guess it's time for you to go back to the hole you crawled out of and disappear. This is when Naruto holds up his hand as he begins to flow chakra from his entire body and from the spot on his back that he's been storing chakra all this time since he was a young child, and pours all of the energy of sunshine that he can into this. Naruto then says in soft words, "Divine sword." Suddenly he slices his hand down sideways as if though cutting through the air, and flames following this path begin to move forward. Orochimaru begins to scream as he realizes what's happening to his body. He begins to smolder and molt as his body is beginning to be altered. Naruto then says, "Goodbye, Orochimaru." Naruto's flames begin to cover Orochimaru's body as Orochimaru's body begins to actually get split in half. At the last possible second before Naruto can finish him off, Orochimaru implants the curse mark on Sasuke, biting him just as he's about to die. "Sasuke, you will wield this power well. It appears that my time has come to an end." Naruto actually kills Orochimaru here, as Orochimaru is beginning to be devoured by the flames of the One. This is when his body is completely destroyed, with nothing left to show him besides the curse mark that had just been imbued upon Sasuke. Naruto looks down at the ashes of this man and turns back to his teammates as his body begins to shrink. Suddenly his eyes begin to close as Naruto used up all of his power to kill him. Suddenly Sakura and Sasuke meet someone they'd never met before. A young boy with blonde short hair who seems about the same size as them actually, maybe even shorter than them, with smaller cat-like whiskers, who seems happy, as he seemed to pass out while he was smiling. Sakura actually thinks that this version of Naruto is much cuter than the one who's just a massive hulking meat bun walking around. Sasuke would ignore this comment as he then tells Sakura to help him as he picks up Naruto. Naruto's baggy clothing trailing behind them as they walk through the forest, with Sasuke beginning to feel pain as well, telling Sakura that he's almost out of chakra, and that if Naruto hadn't shown up in time, he'd probably be passed out right now too. They both make it to that same entrance to the small forest grotto, where they lay Naruto down as he's sleeping, trying to get as much of sunlight on him as possible, slowly noticing the energy begin to fulfill his body again, as his body slowly is beginning to grow back to its normal size. Sasuke, as he lays Naruto down, then immediately falls to the ground, with Sakura screaming if Sasuke's alright. Sasuke is blurring in and out of consciousness as he passes out. This is when Naruto is in a dream. Naruto dreams of himself walking on a large plain, looking across this empty sea of grass. As Naruto looks up, he sees a bright, brilliant sun. Something amazing, something powerful, something that brings life. Naruto then fades out of consciousness and out of reality, as we then go back to see what's really going on in the real world. Sakura's getting dragged by her hair by one of the sound ninja as they're laughing at how weak she is and wondering where Sasuke Uchiha is, thinking that their master Orochimaru is still alive. Naruto, who had killed him, is completely out. Sakura screams in help and is seemingly in vain and is about to die, when suddenly Rock Lee comes out of nowhere, saving her as she had just cut her hair and fallen away from that sound ninja's grasp. Lee begins to fight them off, but is actually beginning to get beat up by them as well, with Lee not knowing how he's able to fight back. Lee falls alongside Sakura, and just as this takes place, Sasuke awakens with the curse mark flowing over him. Sasuke's dark power reels its ugly head as he walks out of the forest grotto, into the view of his enemies. "I'm an avenger," Sasuke Uchiha says as he walks forward, looking to his new opponents. He places his feet before Sakura and Rock Lee, defending them, as he walks forward to one of the sound ninja. "Sasuke Uchiha." This is when Sasuke seemingly teleports behind them, grabbing his arms and beginning to pull his actual foot into his back, pushing him forward. This sound ninja begins to scream his pain as he feels his actual ligaments beginning to get pulled taut, as his arms begin to feel like they're ripping off of his body. Sasuke is pulling as hard as he can when he drops the poor bastard as he falls to the ground. Sasuke walks forward, kicking him in the head as he walks by. As Sasuke walks past, he then looks over to the next sound ninja, seemingly appearing before him as if though a mere flash. As this dark flash appears before the next one, he easily provides an uppercut to the sound Kunoichi's actual cheek, and she goes out, completely is knocked out. Then the last one decides to escape, as he leaves his team behind and runs off into the forest before Sasuke can do any more damage. Sakura rushes up to Sasuke and tells him it's enough as he's about to go after him, with Sakura hugging Sasuke from behind and him waking back to reality with the curse marks fading back. They turn around to see Naruto's begin to grow back to his normal size, with his clothes beginning to fit on him again. Naruto would actually wake up after a while, as he shakes his head and looks over to see that his friends are there. He feels the energy of sunshine flowing back through him as normal, and thinks that he actually took that guy out. Naruto wonders and asks if they made it away from that guy, but all of them nod, except for Rock Lee, who left at this point. Naruto sighs and says that he's glad. He didn't know if he could actually beat that guy unless it had been 12 o'clock. Naruto tells him that if he hadn't been able to gain his ultimate power at that exact moment from the power of sunshine, they probably would have been screwed. That guy was super strong. Sasuke nods his head and tells him that he's totally right. He used all the jutsu he knew on him, and that guy just simply walked out of it like it was nothing. He then asks what that technique was that Naruto used. It was amazing. Naruto sighs and looks up, telling him that it's a secret technique that he learned from his Kekkei Genkai. Every day at 12 o'clock a.m., exactly when the sun is highest overhead the earth, he gains a power more immense than anyone could ever imagine. It's called the One, Naruto explains. It's when the maximum amount of sunshine energy is in my body, and I can use a special technique that utilizes all of the power of sunshine that I have inside of my body. It's called the... Sasuke interrupts him and asks about the Divine Sword, right? Naruto nods as he says, the Divine Sword is actually a sealing technique. What I used on him was a sealing jutsu that, when I used it, actually took sunshine and began to burn his body and soul from the inside out. That's why he began to burst into flames like that. However, it takes a huge toll on my body, and when I use that, I actually just get knocked out instantly. If I were to use it in any practical battle that wasn't a 1v1, there's no way I could actually win with it. Especially if there were more than one opponent. I can only use that on one opponent at a time. Sasuke then nods as he sees Naruto's legs are still shaking from the attack. Sasuke helps him and goes under his arm as he tries to help carry Naruto. Sakura tries to help as well. They feel like they're lugging an actual ton of iron, as Naruto's way heavier in this form. Naruto's being dragged forward, and as they make it through the forest, this is when they meet Kabuto. Kabuto would go along with them, thinking that Orochimaru is still alive, thinking that Sasuke might be the new body that they might need. As the team make it to the actual Forest of Death's tower, Naruto, being dragged behind, stands up shakily as he sees Gaara and the rest of the Sand team. Naruto walks in as he says hi to Iruka-sensei, greeting him kindly and warmly. This is when they all begin their next phase of the Chunin exams. If you guys want to see the next part for What If Naruto Had Sunshine, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below what you thought, and subscribe to the channel for more. I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, by the way, once we hit 3,000 subscribers, I'm just going to be like posting videos. I won't be announcing when I'm posting. I'll just be posting videos like every day, like 4 or 5 videos. I've had all these videos scripted for months now. I just never posted them since they're not that popular. So if you want to see what happens in these, you're going to have to go back and watch the original parts of those. So I'll be starting from the last part. I'm not going to redo the whole thing since the story is still pretty relevant to it. If you want, you can either go back in the video timeline, which isn't too bad if you just scroll down really fast, or you can go into the playlist section. I have a big playlist of all my videos, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so we'll be starting off the 3K sub special with finishing all of What If Naruto Was an Alchemist. So the way I'm going to be posting these, I'm going to be posting the same What If until it's finished and then move on to the next one. So I'm going to start with What If Naruto Was an Alchemist and then move on from there. So I'm going to be finishing those all the way up to the end of Shippuden. I am probably going to do 30-minute parts each just because I'm just going to take like 3 scripts and put them together. So I hope you guys are ready for that. I hope you guys are interested in that. And yeah, so thank you guys for getting me almost to 3,000 subscribers. It's a little premature. We're 5 subscribers away. But yeah, if you don't know already, you can join the channel and hit the membership button. I'll be doing live streams and stuff and other things like behind the scenes videos and just, playing games and hanging out, whatever. Just being chill. As well as if any of you guys are interested, I have a second channel. Make sure to check that out too if you want more from me personally. I did my most recent anime video on there is I'm making a recap of the Rising of the Shield Hero. So I did part 1 for that. Part 2 for that will be coming out next week. I post weekly on there just because I put most of my effort into writing scripts for this channel. But yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.